Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Rants About Tech Live, Weekend Edition. Weekend Edition, we do this in the evening time on the weekend, Saturdays, for people who couldn't join us during the weekday show. Early in the morning, 10 a.m. Weekdays, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you can catch us then. If not, definitely catch us on the weekend. We'll do a recap of all the stories that we covered throughout the week. And we just kind of hang out and talk. This is a free form kind of thing. A recap, free form talk. And usually Saturdays is the time people get together in the chat and talk crap. Typically about me. It's okay though. It's all fun. It's all good fun. I hope you guys are having a good weekend so far. It's been a pretty uneventful weekend news-wise, I will say that. That's good. I like my weekends quiet. Surprise me on Monday. That's how you do it. Surprise me on Monday. We're going to get to some Discord updates here. Oh, how's it going, Ed? I was going to talk about Ed's live stream earlier. If you guys didn't catch Ed's live stream earlier, it was a good time. Me and a few of the chat members here were there as well. Good conversation, learned a lot, as always. I mean, if you watch a live video or an Ed video or a live, you're going to learn something. So that's a given. But it was a good time. And thanks for joining, Ed. We got a couple of Discord updates to talk about. I've changed a couple of things in the Discord. I'm going to start doing some things in preparation. A lot of things I'm doing right now is in preparation for the public Discord opening. So I'm getting a lot of things in order. So when it opens publicly, there's tons of things there. Things are kind of organized and situated in a way that makes sense, that won't drive people away. They'd be like, oh, it looks like this guy spent some time on this. Looks like he spent some time. We curated some information. We got good people around us. It's a good time. So just so other people see how much of a good time it is, we're getting that situated now. What I'm trying to do is get a weekly thread set up in the live topics channel in the Discord, where I'm going to just put topics in there that I'm going to talk about throughout the week. And then people can, comment on those stories or throw emojis there. So I'll know if you liked or disliked that particular story, or if you're indifferent or whatever the case may be. That will, like a Reddit kind of thing, that will push the story up to be talked about, because I have to make decisions on what I'm going to talk about and what I'm not going to talk about. If you're not interested in any of it, throw that there. That works as well. Yeah, definitely. And thanks for all the crew who are showing up. We got quite a few crew members in the chat right now. Appreciate you guys for being here. Let's get the air horns going for the chat members and the Discord crew in here. Thanks you guys for joining. Appreciate you. We got Jay, we got Mr. Mike in the building, we got Ed, we got eInk, Nazoni. What's going on? Oh, where's the damn? Thanks for joining, Nazoni. So those are the things that's going on with the Discord. Just kind of like I said, getting the Discord in a really good space so people will want it to be a place that people want to be. You know what I mean? So that's what we're trying to do. So, and to make it more organized and a little more user-friendly. So I'm going to be adding a thread every week of topics that I'm going to cover throughout the week. As I discover them, I'm going to throw them in there. And then however those stories get talked about or emojied. Yeah, there we go. Emojied. depends on how we're going to talk about those during the live, or if we talk about them during the live at all. So that'll be a way for people to kind of give their feedback on stories. And also added a thing to where I wanted to do a section once a week at the end of the week on Fridays, and we're going to do our first one this Friday, to where people can write down features that they liked this week or that they thought were higher in their list this week. You can throw those features into the live chat thread marked. I don't know what that live chat thread is marked now. Oh, eInk Tools highlight. It's an eInk Tools highlight thread there in the Discord. So if you want to throw your comments or features down there that you think are like very cool, you want people to know about, or you just missed them and you're like, this is why I missed this tool because I didn't have it using this device and I really wish I did have it. Kind of like me with the infinite scroll and the remarkable, and that line you draw to select everything below it on the remarkable. I miss that every time I'm not using the remarkable. So things like that, throw those things in there and we'll talk about those as they come up. That'll be a good resource for people too, a good way to start a conversation about eInk features that people may or may not know about. All right, and those are the eInk updates for this week. Ed's live stream. So we talked a little bit about Ed's live stream earlier. If you guys didn't catch Ed's live stream, he talked a lot about obviously the Supernote, right? And he mentioned he said he showed a demonstration of Obsidian. Now there is power in watching someone who you know and maybe even respect demonstrate something or do something, right? It gives it whole new meaning. Seeing other people use Obsidian is one thing. Seeing Ed use it is a different thing. I think just because Ed, you know, his brain thinks probably along the same lines as mine. So I understood what he was saying and demonstrating. And on top of that, he showed Obsidian in a graphical way that I had seen before. But like I said, coming from someone that you know, it just kind of hits a little bit differently in those situations. So thank you, Ed, for that. And if you didn't catch Ed's live stream, definitely go and check it out in the replay. It's there. A couple of things he talked about too was syncing. I think the remarkable syncing is probably the best. I wanted to say that, but I didn't want to throw his flow up earlier. But he was mentioning syncing on the Supernote, and it got me thinking because I've been dealing with the Viwoods right here. And so I'm putting it through its paces and trying to get information out. Speaking of which, we're going to talk about Viwoods all week next week. So I'm going to have a section of each live talking just about the Viwoods and my notes that I've been taking and things that I'm going to throw in the review on that particular device. We're going to talk about that all week. So if you are interested in the Viwoods and some caveats in the Viwoods and things that I've dug down and dug up, I've had to surface some gems or some coal. Either way, it's going to be good. Check me out this week. It's all about the Viwoods. I'm going to have at least one section on each live about that. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. But I think that the remarkable syncing is the best because I've been testing it up against other devices, and the remarkable syncing between the Paper Pro and the actual Remarkable 2, flawless. I don't know if it has something to do with the paid aspect of their Connect service, which handles all of their device export-import capabilities. Yeah, it's good though. It's really good. It doesn't skip a beat. So I may even like design some tests around displaying how good it is, and maybe even trying to trip it up, because I haven't tried to trip it up yet. But as far as syncing between those two devices, flawless. It never has issues. I've had many of problems with my Boox platform devices that have had problems syncing between devices, whether it's the Tab Mini C or the Go 10.3 or the Note Air 4C now. I've had problems with the syncing between those devices. I have to be careful about how I do that. The Supernote, forget it. Forget it. There's a technique, okay? If you don't know the technique, you better learn it, or you're going to have duplicates and copies. It's not pretty, okay? It's anxiety inducing to see those copies on a Supernote. I'm telling you, it is probably the worst. But syncing on the Remarkable, the best. It never has an issue. I wish they made a small device. They need to. They need to make a small device. I think they're going to, because they made the Remarkable Paper Pro. I think they're just going to make a Remarkable Paper. I've been saying that for months now. You watch it. You mark my words. They're going to make one. They're going to make one. Let's go to the chat real quick. Let's go to the chat. We are in Tech Talk. Should we be elsewhere? Yes. If you guys are in the Tech Talk talking, well, I mean, you can hang out in the Tech Talk and talk if you'd like. That's what it's there for. This is Rants About Tech. But if you want to do a live, like if you like, okay, we want a designated space for us to talk crap in live while a live is going, then I just made the room. Mr. Mike. I just made it. It's called Live Talk. I should call it Live Talk Crap about Roderick, but whatever. It's all good. You can just imagine in parentheses that's at the end. Yeah, so that's the thing. That's the thing there. Let's go back to the chat. Nazoni, all good wherever. Thanks. You guys are still trying to find somewhere to congregate. I see you guys found it, the tech place. I get it. Ed says syncing is the best on Remarkable only because you can edit anywhere. I don't know why. That's a good point that you can't edit anywhere. I don't know why it's the best, but it is the best. Like I said, I'm gonna have to design a test to try to trip it up to see exactly how good it is. But just for everyday syncing, I never have a problem with it. I want a live completely about Penstar. If that's Mr. Mike. Oh, here you go. I knew it. I knew it was coming. Organizer change. Ed says, I think even said the Remarkable was the best. Great minds. Yep. Wow. To be honest with you, Ed, I didn't know you said that before I said it, but see, I told you we think a lot alike on certain things. We think a lot alike on certain things. I really appreciate that. And like I said, it helps me wrap my brain around a lot of what you're talking about too, that we kind of think alike on certain things. I'm sure that has a hand in helping me understand and for things meaning more coming from you, if that makes sense at all. Anyway, let's continue on. We have standardized syncing. Also, Ed mentioned standardized syncing on the live, and I think that's a really cool idea to get standardized syncing between all devices to where they all use the same kind of like note format for their note files, I guess. If they all use the same format, it would be super helpful. I don't ever see that happening, but that was a cool idea that Ed brought up that I thought was worth exploring and mentioning. That to me will be really awesome. A thing that I don't think will happen, but I'd be really excited to see it. That's for sure. All right, so now that that's out of the way, oh yeah, new direction for Ratta. That's an interesting idea too that Ed brought up, and I think that's worth exploring in a video or something like that too. Like Ratta is definitely on a different trajectory than what they were when I first came upon the eInk space. Like even that short of time. I mean, I've probably been in the eInk space for about 9 months now, so even that short amount of time, there's been a change in their trajectory, in my opinion. Which I think is interesting. I'm here for it. I like it. There is some discourse about it on Reddit. I mean that's to be expected, right? It's Reddit, but there is some discourse about it where people don't like it. Some people do like it. I'm in the camp of people who like that. I like what they're doing. I like they're shaking things up. I like they haven't come up with a feature in the last 2-3 months that I have not liked. They're really killing it right now. I got to give it to them. On the updates, the features, the direction. I don't want to call it a pivot. It's not like they're doing a 180. You know what I'm saying? But they've definitely made some changes, in my opinion. Let's go to the chat real quick again. Jay says not even Mike admitted that that the new Penstar have-on stuff actually does look interesting. IRC, yeah. I mean, it does look interesting. They have a nice combo. If they could just get that selection tool where it needs to be, that's the crux of a lot of these devices. I mentioned that with the Viwoods AI paper as well. If they could just get the selection tool right, and what I mean by right, it's just basically on par with everybody else's selection tool, it would be great. Yeah, that would go a long way. Oh boy, top chat. Thank you, eInk. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry I missed chat, but at least we're only 18 minutes in, and it hasn't been in half an hour yet. Thank you, eInk. I appreciate that. Okay, let's go to the chats that I didn't get to, because I missed a lot of them. Public Discord, yeah, public Discord's coming. Mr. Mike, we're making it public here pretty soon. All I've been trying to do is get the backend stuff right. Now that the backend stuff is right, I'm just making the video for releasing that information, and then we're going live. And I think it's going to be healthy for the Discord. the channel and everything. I think a lot of things are going to open up when that happens. I'm live in Discord. Feel free to bring me as a special guest. Oh, snap. Yeah, we're going to have to do that. We can do that towards the end of the show for sure. Ed, nice video on the changes and the sticker stamps clip art. Absolutely, that was a good video. I will only ever emote positively. No. What am I talking about? I know you're not telling the truth on that. Okay, we'll move on. Mr. Media says hello all. How's it going, Aaron? I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that. Nazoni says, Shink, are you hanging out? Okay, yeah, I didn't see any of this stuff. Thank you so much, Shink. I gotta get into a habit of turning that thing on. I wish there was a switch you could make to have live chat be on defaultly and not top chat. It's so weird. Like everyone's a big YouTuber. I'm not. All right, I think we're not caught up yet. Finishing up the editing my mind map versus Obsidian graph video. Ooh, that'll be really good. I'm looking forward to that, Ed. I'd definitely be looking forward to seeing you do a mind map versus the Obsidian graph. Yes, explain that to me. Ratta is the bomb. Absolutely. Okay, moved up to live chat. Okay, everyone wants to join. Okay, cool. All right, live talk. Are you guys in live talk? Okay, cool. I see this now. Yeah. I made that just for us. Mr. Mike says, get off top chat. Totally agree that they're moving to be more about those who create is awesome. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's the move that they're making. I think everything they've done, Ratta, speaking about Ratta and the new updates they've made in the last 2 or 3 months, I think every change that they've made has been centered around creators and creativity. Period. And I think that's an awesome niche to to kind of hone in on. I think it's an awesome niche group of people to hone in on, because that they will preach the gospel about the Supernote like we typically are here, and spread that to people who probably don't know about it, and get those non-artistic people who just want something that's really good. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think it's a really good strategy. I mean, I don't even think it's a strategy. I just think it's smart. He says, yeah. Your chat said rants about tech early. I was like, oh, I love this chat overlay. This is the best. Oh, snap, Jennifer, what's going on? Yes, you definitely made it. Definitely made it. I think that's why Kit loves it now. Okay, all right. So we got it caught up in the chat. Great. All right, so let's go on to the week in review, shall we? All right, so a week in review. Let's hit up the topics that we talked about earlier in the week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And let's get. Oh, did we do this? Oh, we did do it. I think the biggest story we talked about Monday was the Supernote update being official. So let's go ahead and just take a look at their information on the. Can we get down here? Do they have videos? They kind of do. Oh, they do. What were they there? Okay, so the updates came for the Supernote platform to where they brought stickers. Let's look at some of the other stuff they brought here. They got stickers. We have the new mode that you're looking at right now, which is ink flow. It's a mode that allows you to actually that's not it right there. But there's a mode on it that allows you to use your Supernote as a Wacom tablet. And I think that's very awesome. They've added stickers. They added some optimization to help folders and files open quicker when you're accessing them from the recent and favorites. Even if you're accessing them from from the quick access menu. They're launching quicker. There've been a few updates that we talked about, but if you want to see that, go check out Monday's show. We talk all about it there. Some other things we talked about on Monday's show is eInk Corp announcing 2 new screen technologies. Ripple being one of them, a new refresh technology that's definitely going to trickle down to the note takers that we use. This is all in, all of that stuff was in, where can we go here? All of that stuff was in a new, all of that was in a press release they made about a new backplane technology they have too, to where they're doing system on a plane or system on a screen, to where they're putting USB electronics. They're putting some chip modules on there. A lot of the stuff that they're making that they would have a separate PCB for, they're putting on the actual backplane now. This is going to make devices thinner. This is going to make devices have thinner bezels, for that matter, because a lot of the electronics is hidden in the bezels. There'll be less of a need for that. So all around, there's going to be a win for eInk devices when that technology comes, and they're working with Realtek on that. We also talked about moving from the AI image generation from Google Gemini to ChatGPT. That's just from me using the 2 tools and extensively and figuring out that ChatGPT is a way better image generation tool than Gemini is right now, even with the 2.5 Pro release that they just did. It really can't compare to ChatGPT. And we've been seeing a lot of this stuff in the news lately as well about ChatGPT with the Studio Ghibli style, artistic styles that they're asking AI to recreate images in the form of. So yeah, that happened. And I mean, before the Project Ghibli stuff started happening, I was already looking at ChatGPT as a viable option for me to switch to. So it's been great. So if you want the best image generation right now, definitely check out what ChatGPT offers with their new OpenAI 4.0 model. It is bonkers what that thing can do, and how it goes about doing it is just incredible. We even show later in the week them using that software to create backgroundless stickers, right? Icons that you can put anywhere, YouTube, Discord. So I'm going to start using that tool to make Discord icons and YouTube icons for the chat, and stickers for the chat. It's going to be great. A lot less work for me. It really legitly goes from me having to take maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes of time to create these backgroundless images and make sure they're like perfectly cut out. You know what I mean? And that the resolution is perfect, and that the how much data they take up is perfect for uploading to these particular sites. This thing does all of that automatically. You can tell it what scale you want it to be at. You can tell it the size you want it to be at. I mean, all of those things you can specify, and it just does it within a matter of seconds. Yeah, I can't say enough about it. Check it out if you're at all curious about AI image generation. Supernote stickers, are they clip art? We talked about that. We won't talk about that again, Ed. We're leaving that alone. We're leaving it alone. We talked about new Onyx Boox hardware coming. We just got rumblings of it then. We got some other news too that we're going to talk about next week. We talked about OpenAI allowing previously unallowed AI image generations. We did a suspect image generation on Monday's show, all in the furtherance of trying to see what it would and would not let us do and say. It would not let us get away with saying some of the racial and physical things that we got away with saying on that demo. And if you want to see that, check out Monday's show. Very interesting stuff, but still, it knocked the image generation out of the park, though. So, yeah, anyway, check that out on Monday's show if you want to see that. Let's go on to Wednesday. Wednesday was more about actually, let's go to the chat before we go on to Wednesday's show real quick. Mr. Mike says, I think that's why, yeah, I think we got to that already. Ed says, all right, everyone, sorry, but I have to run. All right, take care, Ed. Peace. Glad you could join. Aaron, aka Mr. Media, says, we need a pro Boox segment. You know what I was thinking about? I was thinking we need someone in the chat who's pro remarkable. Like someone who's just gung ho remarkable. Like, yeah, I'm all like we know people in the, like, and got people in the chat and in our community who are gung ho for Supernote. We got people who are gung ho for Boox. We don't have anyone who's gung ho for remarkable. Why? Why is that? We got to find somebody. I'm gonna start putting a PSA out in all of my videos asking for people. If you're a remarkable lover, you should join the chat and then join the membership on my YouTube channel and then come join the Discord. Defend the platform. We don't hate it against it. We just don't know anybody who loves it. And it's like, remarkable. Who cares about Boox? Who cares about Supernote? We need one of those. I mean, it could be me. Right now, it's just me. Like, I'm the only one caping for remarkable features. But everyone's like, what are you talking about? You're flip-flopping, bro. Like, I'm not flip-flopping. I just know a good product when I see it. It has its uses. Mr. Mike says, good luck finding that person. Pro Remarkable. Remarkable does nothing. Oh, my God. Somebody is. The nerdy ninja save us. Oh, I'm all about Viwoods AI paper. Okay. I thought you were going to be that person. Brandon Boswell, yeah, but he's too big. Brandon Boswell, we need somebody who's not as big as Brandon. Somebody who's up and coming. Like, the creators we have here in the chat, we're all up and coming together. We need somebody like that who's just like gung-ho, like remarkable. So we can bring him on into the live and talk crap about him. I'm not just joking. Honestly, though, I think that would be a great addition to the conversations. Nizoni says, hey, man, I use Remarkable Paper Pro every day at work. It does fit. Okay, cool. Nizoni could be our Remarkable stand. There you go. Now Nizoni, you know what? Now we already got Nizoni's title for the Discord, of which we gotta name some more people too. We gotta get cracking on that. Monday we're gonna get back to doing that. But I already got Nizoni's. Big RM icon. Remarkable stand as the title. All right, let's move on here. But yeah, so I think that would be cool. I think that's cool. But thank you, Nizoni, for bringing that up. Now we have a resident Remarkable fan, and we can call on your expertise when needed. For and sure. All right, what else we got here? Let's go to the Wednesday's show. Wednesday's show was all about if you didn't know, Wednesday's show is all about the Switch 2. It was literally all about the Switch 2. So we talked about, I had just got done watching the Switch 2 launch event video at 9 a.m. We did the live at 10 a.m. So the details were sketchy coming from me at 10 a.m. Right after just watching. I missed tons of details, but we got to those details later on in Friday's show. But yeah, we got here June 5th is going to be the release date. I've been trying to find that article where I read that they were they were going to do pre-orders on the 8th. I haven't been able to resurface that since, so maybe that was just a rumor. But we talked about it there. The launch date, June 5th. Launch price of $449, so $450. Couple other things. LCD, not OLED, like most people wanted the screen to be. Bigger, though. Controllers attached by magnets, which was cool. Comes with a camera. They've got native voice chat connectivity enabled for the device. And like I said, they have that camera that you can use there. And what's cool about the camera is they have a camera that looks like one of the leaves. We're going to talk about that. I think we're going to talk about that Monday. It looks like one of the flowers from Super Mario Brothers games. The piranha flowers. Oh, it's awesome. I want that and that Alarmo clock. I don't know why. I legitimately don't know why. I like crazy design that's really good, and that is really good design. So, yeah, that's it. So we talked about the Switch 2, but let's go ahead and get to the other details that we talked about there on Wednesday's show. We also talked about Notebook LM competing with Obsidian. Ed says, no way, you can't even say that. Don't even mention them in the same sentence. So that's the last time I'm going to do that on this live. Okay. How's the actual note taking on the XP Pen tablet we talked about? NVIDIA AI chatbot for gaming. We talked a little bit about that. I thought it could be helpful if you wanted to change your lighting, if you wanted to do some overclocking for you, because the AI sees how you're using your machine and says, hey, I see how you're using your machine. We've been doing this for months now. Would you like me to overclock your processor just a little bit? And I may even be able to overclock your graphics card too. Would you want me to do that? The answer to most undoubtedly be yes for me, because my overclocking days are done. Oh, I'm never going to try that again in my life. I like those days. They're fun. That's like my it's like my programming, hacking, script making, jailbreaking. All those days are done for me. It's too much work and a hassle to keep up with. So I just do I do the hack free stuff now. I'm simple. I'll pay for it before I hack now. So that's not incriminating at all. That wasn't incriminating at all. We'll move on. So we talked about the Havon N10 launches in China, which is basically the eNote Pro that I saw at CES releasing in China as the Havon N10 Pro. The Supernote sticker short. So we watched that as well. Apple enables RCS on iOS 18.4. That's a slow rollout right there. So we talked about it's just interoperability. Being able to chat between Android and iOS is a big thing. And I think that is something that a lot of people, even if you don't know it, will take advantage of and appreciate it being there. Slow rollout on that, so it's not for everybody, especially if you're on Google Fi. Very slow rollout, but it'll get to you. It's coming. We talked about Meta Hypernova, which is the $1,000 pair of Meta glasses that they're talking about and launching. Just some details on that. Nothing really concrete on that yet either. But it was good information and something good to see. And that was Wednesday show. Let's go ahead and talk about Friday show, shall we? Before we do that, let's get to the chat. There is no chat. I'm keeping up. Am I on live chat still? I am. Good to go. We're keeping up today. Thank goodness. All right. Now we got Friday show. Friday show was mostly the biggest story I think was about Notebook LM and its ability to discover its own sources. Now, if you don't know what Notebook LM is, it's Google's. It's a really good learning tool from Google where you can put your own sources into this particular model and it will give you answers based on only the sources that you input into it. Now, the beauty of that is that you get less hallucinations, right? Or almost none. I haven't gotten any hallucinations since I've been using Notebook LM with my own sources, right? Because it's only searching the information that you give it. And once you input that information in there into what they call notebooks, it searches all of your information that you input for that particular topic and lets you query the information via the AI on that particular topic. Later on down the road, they introduced podcasts to where the information that you could put into Notebook LM as a notebook, you could also turn that information into a two-man podcast where they would bounce the ideas and topics on those things that you inputted into Notebook LM, and only those things, again, creating less hallucinations because it's only dealing with the data that you gave it, right? It's not searching the internet for anything, which ups the probability of hallucinations. So that's the beauty of Notebook LM, was the podcast feature. And then they added the ability to question the podcasters on certain topics that they were talking about. So you could stop the podcast and ask them, hey, you mentioned this. Could you explain that more? And they would say, hey, yeah, sure. We have a question here, and definitely we can explain that more. And then they go into detail, right? That was a feature that they added. Now they've added a feature that allows you don't need your own sources anymore. Like you don't have to input your own sources into a notebook for it to make the podcast or for you to query things on. You can now have it search for its own sources. So now you can basically input what you want to search. And this is a little graphic displaying that. You can basically input what you would like to search, right? Into the chat box now. And it will search the web for documentation on those topics. And once it feels like it's got enough information and collected enough sources on that topic, then you can query it like you would your your own notebook that you put your own sources into. I think this is beautiful because a lot of times topics that I want to talk about and create a podcast on, I'm taken out of that experience by having to go now search for those sources, right? I have to search for those sources, download those PDFs, search for those links, copy those links into a document that I can then input into Notebook LM as a notebook. Then it'll go through all of that stuff, and then I can query it on that. This takes that whole process out. I don't have to go search for my own sources anymore. It's just, it'll search for those sources, populate its notebooks itself, and then lets you query it on those things. Okay, so that was Friday's show. That was the biggest topic on Friday's show for me. But the other things we focused on Friday's show would be 6 eInk Raspberry Pi projects. They were all picture and frame projects, nothing too crazy. I expected to see something better than that. But yeah, basically still images and frames. They were all the same. New eInk TikTok ban. So we talked about that. We got some more information. We're going to talk about that on Monday. So stay tuned for that. ChatGPT good at faking receipts. So just more information and more of a testament to how good the new ChatGPT image generation is. I mean, it's bonkers. Let's go to the chat. We got Ed popping in real quick. Ed just popped back in. I got a Notebook LM to hallucinate. On its own topics or on the gather topics with the discover button there, Ed. It said it was a Ukrainian translator and guide. A paper talked about my friend and guide who is Ukrainian. That's interesting. The concern I have about searching sources is whether they are only public and how reliable. It just searches the internet from what I gather. But it does show you it shows you the sources where it's getting the information from, so you can kind of vet the stuff yourself. That's one cool thing about it. But I haven't personally gotten Notebook LM to hallucinate on topics that I give it. Unless you give it parameters and say, hey, pretend you're an Ukrainian translator. You know what I mean? Then I think it may try to do that. I'm not sure. But I haven't gotten it to hallucinate on information that I've given it. So that's awesome. So I guess I can say the hallucinations are to a minimum, or you can keep the hallucinations to a minimum if you use your own inputted sources. Would be a good way to put that. All right, so moving on, we have Elon to step down from Tesla. That quickly changed to Elon stepping down from the White House because of a rule about I guess White House consultationers or counselors. There we go. Consultationers. White House counselors can only be employed by the White House for a number of privately for 130 days. So I didn't know that. So he won't be stepping down from the White House. His time will just be ending in the White House. So he won't be stepping down from Tesla because there were some grumblings about that in the news, and I wanted to talk about that. But like I said, in the morning when I woke up and looked at that title again, it was irrelevant. So that's the way tech information moves, which is to say really quick. New Google AI search. So Google has a new AI search. We didn't really get to this story, but we'll talk more about this Monday too. Google has a new AI search feature that they're testing with a few people, and I'm not with a few people, but a lot of people, a percentage of people. I'm one of those people. I'll tell you more about that. I haven't used it exclusively yet, but I'm getting a feel for it, and we'll talk more about that Monday as well. More Switch 2 details. So I got more details about the Switch 2, and we'll talk more about that on Monday too, because stuff is always coming out about this Nintendo launch. Lots of little caveats and details. Some of my notes on Viwoods AI paper. So I started going through my notes on the Viwoods AI paper, and we talked about those notes on Friday's show. So if you're interested in Viwoods and you want to get my some I guess B-side takes of the Viwoods platform, definitely check that out. I'll be doing that all next week as well, and maybe even a couple of the lives the week after that until the review is done. We'll talk about obviously more eInk devices along the way, but I'm going to focus on my notes on the Viwoods AI paper, and I have pages of them, so I got a lot to talk about. All right, and that is the week. All right, everyone, we got to the weekend review there. That wasn't too bad. That was painless. That wasn't too bad. That was pretty good. What else we got here? In the chat, yeah, no, it was on paper I wrote and it submitted me for someone else. It was on a paper. Oh, okay. It does a decent job, but you really have to check it. All right, jumping out again. All right, peace, Ed. What else do we got here? We did the weekend review, so we're good on that. Anything you guys want to talk about in particular? We got like 15 minutes left in the show today. Any particular thing in the news you guys want to talk about? Any particular eInk topic you guys want to talk about? A story that I talked about in the weekend review that you might want to, that you also have an opinion on. We can do that. Matter of fact, let me go get my headphones. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Let me get this switched over here. How's you guys' weekend, by the way? A rainy weekend for I think most of the country. Getting a bit of rain. Let me see if I can put this Bluetooth over here. Okay, all right. We're getting these headphones set up so we can. There we go. Awesomeness. There, that's set up. All right. Yeah. So if you guys want to talk about anything in particular, let's see what's going on in the Discord. Oh boy, whoa, we got 4 people down in the Discord right now in the live talk. Should we pop in? Should we pop in down there? No, it's probably scary down there. It's probably scary down there for sure. I definitely think next week is going to be a good week for eInk stuff, especially if the devices that we talked about. We talked about a couple of the devices being launched by Onyx and their Boox platform, their Boox line, earlier in the Discord, and we'll talk about those Monday. Yeah, we're definitely going to talk more about those Monday. Oh, it's scary. I'm certain of it. No, but I'm gonna join you guys right after the live here if you guys are still down there. I want to get people's take on this. You know what though? Who wants to? Oh, whoa. Oh, how do I do this? Oh, there we go. Why is it doing that? Oh, okay. I'm trying to find Discord here. Oh, there we go. Finally found Discord. Jay says the T13C is probably just a color note max. You know, let's talk about that. Let's definitely talk about that. I mean, I think the T13C is definitely the Tab XC. It shows a connected keyboard. The T13C shows a connected keyboard. It's got to be somewhat different. Aaron says, I read Viwoods writing surface is better than Supernote and Boox. What do you think? It's good. It's better than anything that Boox has created thus far. Yes. And I guess for some people it's going to be better than the Supernote too, because some people don't like that soft feel of the Supernote screen. So with the Viwoods you get the Mobius, but you don't get that squishy screen. It's just it already has some give to the screen. So I don't think it's better. Yeah, I don't think it's better than the Supernote. It's definitely better than what Boox has to offer. But it's crazy because I love the way the Go 10.3 feels. It's not that the Boox devices feel bad, because they don't, but the Viwoods does feel better for writing. I don't know how I feel about that for drawing though. You know what I mean? I haven't tried to draw on the Viwoods, and I think that may be different. I love drawing on the Boox products because of that firm the harder screen surface, the film on there. It just the precision, you know what I mean? It just I like that precision. Jay says if you put up to the screen, you can see that the T13C is basically identical. And if you don't know what the T13C is, it's one of the devices that's supposed to be released next week. We'll see. You can see it's identical to the Note Max except for the screen and the housing colors. What's different about the screen? You mean the borders? The Nerdy Ninja says, in my opinion, it's the best. I've Manta, Boox, Note Max, and Remarkable. Oh, snap. Okay. You say the Manta is the best? I like the Manta screen. I love the way the Manta feels. Is it the best though? Um, I can't say. I wouldn't even be able to tell you what's the best feeling right now. There's no clear winner for me. They all feel different, but they all feel good to me. Except I'm going to say this, and Mr. Mike is here, and I don't want to say it because of that. Oh, the Viwoods feels the best. Okay. They all feel good to me. Nothing feels bad. Well, there's only one device that felt really bad to me, and that was the eNote felt bad. And it wasn't because of the pen either. It felt bad because of whatever film they have on the eNote was so coarse. It felt weird. It feels weird. It's something you got to get used to. Like when I go to it, I'm like, okay, that's something I know I have to like temper myself for when I go to the eNote. But that is the only screen that I ever tried that I felt this is I don't want to write on this. Even the slipperier film, even the slipperier screens on the Tab Mini C, and I haven't tried the Tab Ultras devices yet, but I imagine they're the same. Even those devices, I don't mind the slipperiness on that either. But it's just that coarse feel of the eNote screen really rubbed me the wrong way, and it's not enough glare protection on it. Yeah, best feeling is very subjective, Nerdy Ninja, for sure. And that's why I say I wouldn't even be able to say what feels the best. I mean, even if I did say it, obviously it's subjective, right? But I wouldn't even be able to objectively say what feels the best. It's hard. It's so hard. It's really about what you like. I like all of them though, so I like all of them. I'll tell you. I'll say one thing though. As far um, as writing on a surface on the ink devices, which one I like writing on the most, and this is not really about. Oh wow. And this is not really about. And you know what's funny is I thought I would like. This is the Viwoods pen right here. Let's take a look at this. This is the Viwoods pen right here. And I thought that I would like this pen more because it comes to a really fine point and it's a hard plastic. And the problem I have with the palm nibs, they're good, but they don't come to a fine enough point for me. So I thought this would be perfect. It's not. I don't know what I don't like about it. I'm lying. I do like it. I don't like it on the Viwoods device though, but I like it on the Remarkable. But I also, you know what? I also like. You know what? Can I use the? Oh my goodness, this might actually be my go-to pen for the Remarkable from now on. Oh yeah, I might be using the Viwoods pen on the Remarkable. I don't like ceramic on the Remarkable too, so I don't use ceramic nibs or my personal my new nib. I don't use that on the Remarkable either. But I use plastic nibs on the Remarkable, and this is probably this Viwoods plastic nib is probably, I've said the palm nib is the best nib for the Remarkable. I changed my mind now. The nib that comes on this Viwoods pen is the best nib for the Remarkable, in my opinion. I don't know. I like it. The problem though with this is that this nib only works in this pen because it has this little thing back here. You see where it's like this is like a sheath almost, and then you get the nib part right here, which is very similar to how I'm making my nibs with the nib inside of a sheath. But this is a little bit differently made. But you can see that little bit sticking out there. Because of that, these don't fit in standard Wacom pens. I've tried. It won't work in any of them, which sucks because I would use these in the Remarkable pen. Aaron said Jay will have this T13C by Friday. That's hilarious. Jay says I'm very satisfied with Note Max, no doubt. You know what though? Now I've been drawing on the Note Air 4C a lot more lately. That's my drawing device now. I don't do anything except draw on it now. It's really good for that. I saw a video by a guy who does drawing. I think it's one of the gentlemen that Ed talks about consistently. Brent, or I can't remember the dude's name right now, but I like him. He talked about the Note Air 4C being one of his favorite drawing devices. So I started using the Note Air 4C for drawing, and it is really good for that. I use layers though, so it starts to stutter and hiccup, and I've never seen a loading screen before I saw the Note Air 4C. Now everything has loading screens, but whatever. It's whatever. I was hoping to have my sound. I was hoping to bring some people up from the chat into the live, but I can't do it because I wasn't. I moved some things around for the live show for tomorrow, so I don't have the sound set up for that yet. And I'll be here fumbling around for like 10 minutes trying to figure that sound out. I gotta get that sound like set up that's reliable. Or not that reliable, but that's set up as a shortcut so that I can just kind of switch to that setup. And I don't have to set it up every time. But yeah, hope that'll be set up. Next week, I'll have all of these kind of defaultly set up. So it'll be great next week. I'll just be able to pull people up instinctively, just on demand. It'll be great. All right. I think that's it. We good here? I think we're good. Let's get the outro music going. Wow. Okay. All right. So it's been an hour. We got through the weekend review pretty quickly. Thanks for everybody who joined me today and this evening. Thanks for everybody who joined the live chats at the beginning of the week. I appreciate the members, live crew, live chat. Thank you to all of the subscribers to the channel. Thanks for all the viewers. Thanks to all the first and last time viewers and listeners, because this is an audio podcast too now. We're doing audio podcast now. It just happens automatically. Again, thank you for joining me. Join me again next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. till kind of whenever. Join us Saturday evening if you can't join us during the week in the morning at 7 p.m. like we are here today. Till kind of whenever, 8 p.m. typically. We'll say that. Yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And until next week, everyone, take care.